Welcome back. So as you can see back here, I have my still life set up. So I believe it's going to be easiest for you all to start off with basic shapes that have curves and lines going across or vertically. I also chose an egg because it's also really cool to use to start off with practicing how to shade. As you can see, it's white and you can see the light and the darks, the value that goes through it. So I would highly suggest, if you have an egg at home and you ask your parent if you can borrow it for your homework, let them know it's gonna come back safely. Just be careful with it because it is fragile. And then a plate right here, you see a plate, container for evaporating milk, milk powder. And then I have a vase here. Okay, so first thing you want to do when you start is, well, first thing before you start, you're supposed to set it up, which is what I have already done in front of me. I then go ahead and start to sketch my idea on paper. You want to start off with looking at your paper, deciding where you're going to put your drawing. So I'm going to move my paper away from it just so I can also see the bottom of it, right here, the bottom of my objects. So I can see the shading right here, the cast shadow. Another one, another one, another one. So I kind of have an idea of where things are going. There's the shadow right there. The shadow core. And then we have some reflective light coming from up here. Also see that right here. This one. You can also see it. As you can tell, my light source is coming from my right. I have a light set up right here for myself. It helps best if you have it set up like that. If not, you can still do it, but it will be a little bit harder for you to see where the light is coming from. Let me show you the difference. Let me turn on the light that's my room light versus the light I set up. Okay, so there's not much of a difference. So see, there you go. It could still work. You can have that light and your light for your still life. But I'm gonna turn mine off just because I feel like it makes the lines more contrasted right here and right here. So, like I was saying, let's start off by sketching the ideas. So I am gonna start from the bottom. I'm always looking at what I'm drawing. Don't forget that you want to always look up and really pay attention to where the things are. Okay, just like we did with contour and gesture drawing, you always want to look up at what you're drawing. Okay, and then I see the top right here. And this is just guidelines of where things are going to go. Don't press hard because I know that you guys want to, but wait on that. So next thing I'm going to move on to is my egg. So I'm looking at the bottom. I notice it covers on the top part of the plate. I'm fixing my egg as I go. It needs to be longer. It needs to come up more. And then I just erase what I drew behind it. So I am gonna do that. Just clean up your lines. like so. Don't forget to look up, okay? Your mind plays tricks on you. When you're drawing, you want to draw what you think is already right from what you've learned growing up, but now you need to learn to look at what's in front of you because it's different than what you've been taught. So, like I said, art is about learning to see more clearly. So, I'm still making changes. That's okay. This, I said, was going to take you a while, and I want you to take your time because I want this to look really awesome and cool. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to leave it at because that's what my egg is looking like. It's from the smaller, it's from that pack that has a lot, so they're smaller eggs, so I think that's why it looks so small. Okay, so moving on, let's put the container for the creamer. Like I said, I like to fix up things. I'm sorry, this wasn't in frame. And feel free to move the paper around when you need to. Okay. So I'm sorry about that, but there it is. Your lines need to be light, okay? They should not be dark. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and draw or sketch out the, okay. So, I'm looking at it. I'm gonna go ahead and start from the side. I'm looking at my bowl. Deciding where I want it to stand. Don't worry if you make a mistake. Keep going. Fix it. Don't worry. Okay, and then we're going to keep moving up. Pay attention where things are. So I see my lid is higher than the egg. So that means the lid should come up here. And there's curve in here on the lid. Okay, I think it might be coming in more. If you practice the simple shapes like the sphere, the circle, the sphere, the cylinder, the cone, but just practicing those shapes, that's what's going to help you to become better at drawing, because you will know how light hits these objects, and these forms are everywhere. You look around for these forms, they're everywhere. Okay. And you can add some detail Okay, it's not necessary, but I want you to see the shapes, the forms that are in your everyday life. Okay, so the this is not gonna show up in my drawing, so let me see what I can do. So whatever is right where it cuts off, that's where I will draw it to. So I'm gonna go ahead and start from the bottom, move up. Okay, so that's my sketch. Okay, take your time with this. Make sure it's in the frame. Okay, so I'm gonna outline where my cast shadow hits. Goes like this. And it goes back here. Like that. And then the cylinder, I need to take a look. It just extends out to the back. Check what it looks like. And then look for the shadow for the other one. Depending on the shape, it's gonna look different. Then I'm gonna put my cast shadow for my egg.